The movie starts with three men hunting in the woods. One of them, Dale, splits up from his friends to chase after an animal. Dale spots the animal and gets ready to shoot, but out of nowhere, a big bald guy shows up and pushes him off a cliff, killing him instantly. This bald guy is Ryan Verrett, a former cop out for revenge because his family was murdered a few years ago. Dale was one of the killers. After taking out Dale, Ryan heads to a small town called Hope. This town is ruled by a violent biker gang, and even the sheriff is scared of them, but Ryan doesn't care and goes there anyway. In Hope, Ryan stops at a gas station to grab some supplies and asks where he can stay. The owner, Kirby, tells him about the only motel in town. The motel is run by a young woman named Darcy and has no guests because people avoid Hope. Darcy is shocked that Ryan has the guts to come to town, but he says he has business there. Meanwhile, an FBI special agent named Frank is working with his team to catch Dale, who is also a rapist. While they're discussing the plan, another agent comes in and announces that Dale has been found dead. The scene flashes back to when Ryan was a cop. He was at a party with his family and friends when a group of criminals burst in and started shooting everyone, including Ryan and his family. The leader of the attackers, Drake Santiago, did this because he hated the cops who had put him in jail. He wanted revenge by killing those cops and their families. Ryan was one of his targets, but somehow he survived despite being shot. Back in the present, Ryan is driving around town when he sees some bikes parked in front of a building. A member of the biker gang comes out, furious because a dog is barking at him. He pulls out his gun to shoot the dog. Just before he can fire, Ryan steps in and beats him up, teaching him a lesson. The noise attracts the attention of the gang members inside. They come out to see what's happening. The gang leader, Drake, is among them. Drake doesn't recognize Ryan, which makes sense because he has killed many people. Even though Ryan has beaten up one of his men, Drake decides to let him go because he has more important things to do. However, Drake is still suspicious of Ryan, so he tells his younger brother, Rexo, to keep an eye on the bald man. The next day, Rexo meets with Drake to tell him that a club owner refused to pay the security fee. Angry, Drake challenges the club owner to a one-round boxing match. He promises that if the man wins, he'll never ask for the security fee again. Even though Drake is old, he's still very strong and easily beats the big man. Drake decides to let the man go. He still needs his money, and the man can't pay him if he's dead. Drake and his gang make money in other ways too. They sell meth and have their own lab, which Rexo is in charge of. Rexo has many jobs in the gang, including keeping an eye on Ryan. That night, Rexo goes to Darcy's motel to ask if a big bald man named Ryan is there. Darcy refuses to answer, so Rexo threatens her, saying he'll send her to hell if she doesn't tell him where Ryan is. Ryan, who is at the motel, hears Rexo threatening Darcy. He stops Rexo the only way he knows how, with violence. As Rexo is being beaten, Darcy warns Ryan that Rexo is Drake's younger brother. Drake will seek revenge if he finds out his brother is hurt. Ryan doesn't care. He takes Rexo to the front of the gang's lab and ties him to a car, then lets the car drive into the lab, causing it to explode. Rexo dies in the explosion. The lab is destroyed, and Ryan is satisfied. Drake and his gang quickly noticed the explosion. They rushed to the lab, but could only watch the flames. Drake was furious when he discovered his brother was dead. Shortly after, the sheriff and one of his deputies arrived to see what had happened. Drake and his gang were still there. When Drake saw the sheriff, he walked up to him and threatened him, saying that if the sheriff tried to interfere, he would kill the sheriff's family. The sheriff was too scared to argue. He thought that by letting the gang do what they wanted, he could prevent more violence in the town. The next day, Ryan targeted a gang's truck that was delivering meth to another city. He quietly followed the truck, then deflated its tire, forcing the driver to get out. When the driver stepped out, Ryan attacked him and smashed his head against the car door. Then he blew up the truck. A gang member saw the explosion and reported it to Drake. Drake was enraged because the truck had a lot of meth, and he lost a lot of money. He wanted to find the person responsible and suspected it was Ryan. To find out, Drake ordered his men to bring Kirby to their base. He asked Kirby to help him investigate Ryan and find out who he was. If Ryan was guilty, Drake would kill him. Kirby was scared and had no choice but to obey. That same day, Kirby began investigating Ryan. He checked Ryan's car parked near the motel, hoping to find some information. While he was searching, Ryan came out of the motel and caught him. Feeling nervous, Kirby invited Ryan to drink at his house, which was not far from the motel. But Ryan was cautious. When they got to Kirby's house, Ryan asked why he had searched his car. Kirby admitted that Drake had ordered him to find out about Ryan. Just as Kirby finished talking, they heard a motorcycle stopping outside. It was one of Drake's men, Crab, who came to challenge Ryan. Their fight was short. Ryan defeated Crab, but let him go. Meanwhile, Drake was getting information from the sheriff. From their conversation, Drake learned that Ryan was an ex-cop who quit after his family was murdered. Drake thanked the sheriff for the information and gave him some money. Later that night, Drake and his men went to Kirby's house while he was asleep. Drake was disappointed that Kirby couldn't find information about Ryan. As punishment, Drake ordered Crab to kill Kirby. Ryan found out about Kirby's death the next morning. He knew it was Drake's gang who killed Kirby. Without wasting time, Ryan went to one of Drake's clubs and beat up all the gang members there. After that, he kidnapped Crab and put him in his car's trunk. Then, he killed Crab and dumped the body in front of the gang's headquarters. Drake was furious when he saw his favorite guy dead. He told his men to get ready and hunt down Ryan. That night, at the motel, Darcy heard noises outside. She got up, grabbed her shotgun, and got ready to shoot. Ryan, thinking it was his enemies, told Darcy to hide behind the reception desk. Moments later, Drake's men came in. Ryan waited until they were close, then told Darcy to turn off the lights. The room went dark, and gunshots rang out. When Darcy turned the lights back on, all the gang members were dead. Amazingly, Ryan was unharmed. Knowing the place wasn't safe, Ryan took Darcy away. But outside, his enemies were waiting. They ambushed Ryan, beating him until he passed out. When Ryan woke up, he saw Drake. He and Darcy were at the gang's headquarters. Ryan's arms were tied to a chair, so he couldn't move. Drake said he would kill both Ryan and Darcy, but first, he would hurt Darcy. Drake ordered one of his men to torture Ryan while he went to another room. The tough guy started beating Ryan, enjoying it. But suddenly Ryan untied his ropes and fought back, knocking out the tough guy. Ryan then looked for Darcy on the ship, which was the gang's base. He found more of Drake's men who tried to fight him, but Ryan was too strong. After searching, Ryan found Darcy. She was tied up with duct tape over her mouth. He quickly untied her and they looked for a way off the ship, but Drake wasn't going to let them escape that easily. Ryan knew it was time for the final showdown. He told Darcy to leave while he faced Drake alone. Before the fight started, Drake remembered Ryan as the cop whose family he had killed. He thought Ryan was dead. Then the fight began. They fought fiercely, but Ryan was stronger and knocked Drake down. Just when Ryan thought he had won, Drake got back up and grabbed a knife, trying to attack Ryan from behind. Luckily, Agent Frank from the FBI arrived just in time and shot Drake dead before he could hurt Ryan. The FBI came to Hope to stop Drake's gang, which had been causing trouble in the town. Frank decided not to arrest Ryan because he believed the police still needed someone like him. Ryan left the town, promising Frank they would meet again someday. The moral of the story? If you're planning to take on a whole gang by yourself, make sure you're a former cop with a serious vendetta and a knack for turning explosions into your personal signature move.